Alright guys, welcome to your 19th UDK tutorial, which is basically an extension of our last tutorial. We just got to finish up editing a few surface properties on our house, which is kind of looking like a courthouse now. But the very first thing I want to do is I want to edit these grates right here because they aren't really looking all that great. Get it? Great, grates? Well, anyways, go ahead and select this one and this one holding your control key. And now actually I put the same material on the back. So if you go ahead to the back, we can see we can select those as well and do everything in one shebang. So go ahead and open up your surface properties window by hitting F5. And the very first thing I want to do to this is I want to apply planar alignment. This is basically just going to make sure everything's lined up. And now what I want to do is I want to set the scale to 1, which is the default scale. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but 1 is your default scale. If it's 0.5, it's going to be half the normal size. If it's 2.0, it's going to be twice the normal size. And I actually like the look of that real quick. Oh, I got like a frog in my throat or something. So now all I want to do is I want to take this metal edge and align it with the bottom, because if a construction company were to put this great roof in, they would actually probably do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and pan this down until it hits right on the bottom. Maybe one more. That looks pretty good. So now let me go ahead and X out my surface properties, and I just want to verify that the back and the front indeed do look the same. Pretty cool, huh? So now the only other thing I want to change when we're talking about surface properties is the inside walls of our house. So let's go ahead and look at these walls real quick. They look pretty dumb. That's the best I can describe it. I mean, no one's inside of their house looks like this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be selecting all of these walls. However, in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to hold down Control, and we need to select all of these manually because there really isn't a shortcut for doing this since it's such a specific area. We can't select all adjacent walls, or else that's going to select like the outside too. So let me just go ahead and do this manually. Make sure you get all the insides of your windows. Control, Control, and now let me just go ahead and make sure you hold down Control, because if you let it go, it's gonna deselect everything else and you're gonna probably cuss your head off. So now I got everything selected that I needed to, even the inside of my windows and doors, and check it out. The very first thing I want to do is open up my surface properties window and make sure to apply a planar alignment. So when you do that, everything gets kind of lined up nicely. So your inside of your windows line up with your walls and so on and so forth. The next thing I want to do is change the scale. So in order to change the scale, go ahead and drop this down, and I actually want to pump it up real big and go ahead and hit apply. And this gives you kind of the nice illusion that, like, you know how some people wallpaper their house and they have trim? Well, this kind of looks like trim now rather than, when we had it 0.5 or 1.0. This doesn't really look like a wall at all. This gives us the illusion that, yes, it indeed is a perfectly wallpapered wall. So now the only thing that we really need to do is pan this vertically. So in order to do that, I actually want this strip to be on top. I think that'll look pretty cool. So when we pan it vertically, it pans down by default. So go ahead and hold shift and pan it up. And let me just pan this up slowly until the top butts right up against the top of that. So now, without getting out of my surface properties window, I can verify that my house inside does look pretty dang good. And I see my bottom isn't lining up, but that's not really an issue. Say that's the new style, not to have your bottom line up or something like that. So that's basically all I want to do with surface properties for right now. In the next tutorial, I don't know what we're going to be covering, but trust me, it's going to be amazing, and we're probably going to be making our house look a whole lot better. So for now, that's all you guys get. That's all I want to cover with surface properties. Again, those are the main things I want to talk about: the lighting channels and the light mask settings. I'll talk about light masks and I'll cover lights in a whole nother tutorial, but for now, these are the basics of how you can adjust the core properties of your materials. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.